Oh my God, it's the last day of the month. I know y'all happy. Oh, I know y'all happy. Some of y'all anyway. Hell, well, shout out to that. Oh. I said, oh. Hmm. Oh my God, where's Jack? Where is Jack? Listen. Listen up, listen good. Nah, for real, where's Jaguar at? Let me tell you something. One thing about Jag. Shout out to Jag. Hold on, let me cut this up. Let me cut this volume up. Make sure I'm all the way turned up. And I am. So shout out to that. But like, where is Jaguar? All right. I said, oh my God, let me find out. Let me find out that Jag has been left. Yeah, I said, no, let me find out the Jaguar ride has been left, in the past. You know what I'm saying? Left behind in the past. And it's crazy too. Because speaking of Jaguar, y'all, it's like there was Jag, then there was Blueface and Krishan, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, truth is, those two seemingly took over Jag's internet. Ew. Yeah, no. Truth is, the internet it did belong to Jag. Or whatnot. Um, shoot. Up until it didn't know more. So anyway, people stars, y'all hit scoot up and hit the like button and make sure y'all keep me posted, okay? Oh, what Jag is? I ain't seen Jag child in a long time. It has been like a long time. Remember the last time I reported on Jag was just recently, but I didn't really have much to report besides the fact that she started a GoFundMe allegedly after messing around with them folks. Yeah, now it just is what it is. You know how the daddy said on Friday? I told you. Don't be down here messing with these folks. You know what I'm saying? You were told, you want some of this old man? They said, no. The fuck? Oh. It's not funny. Oh, it's not funny, but that's how I feel. Yeah. Truth is, under this circumstance, I said just under this particular circumstance right here, I feel like that's, what Jag, I'm not gonna say that's what she get, but like, child, it just is what it is. You can't be down there messing with the folks. Unless you got, it is what it is. You just gotta have it together now, like together. Okay. Um, uh, so, you know, shout out to Jag. And like I said, y'all don't forget to jump in my comments and let me know what's the 411 there. Okay. I said I just need a little quick update on the Jagatha. Jagatha, right. Okay. And shout out to Jag too. Who, I really do I like Jag. You know, it is what it is. I like Jag. Hey, hey, shout out to you for jumping in my comments. I know that's right. That's so cute. Don't forget to hit the like button, okay? And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, back to Jag. Shout out to Jag. You know who be doing her thing. We all know she gonna do her thing. Period. Y'all don't forget to send me an update and let me know what's going on with Jag. Because listen, uh, I'm politicking real quick. We just politicking. So shout out to that. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. But being here is a blessing. So shout out to that. I'm here. Mm, mm. Now, dang, what was I telling y'all? Oh yeah, that's what I was telling y'all. So listen, y'all. This is let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I don't fake the funk, the fever, none of that, you know. Y'all know I'm a straight shooter. I tell y'all exactly what it is and what's going on with me. And so listen, y'all, lately I've been just like, I don't know. It's like, honestly, you know what I think it is? Truth is, I think I've been having so much going on, right? Outside of um the internet that I just really haven't had that much time to get out and about in these internet streets. Yeah, now truth is that's what it is. I just ain't been in the internet streets like I normally do. Now y'all know I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get to see. Period. Y'all know that. But like something been going on with your girl. Mm. Yeah, now truth is. Uh, uh, so I was like, I don't know. I'm just like, I be thinking, period. And I'm like, I think this is why. Hold on. Y'all, now hold your chain, hold your weed. Hold on. And hit the mic button. I'll be right back. Hold on to your love. You're gonna have to hold on. So anyway, child, I know. Trying to get it together, y'all. Coming around now. Shout out to that. Ah. And let me tell y'all something. I'm still here and there. I'm still everywhere to get the tea, but like, no. Like Rowan said, I just feel like this is a little different. Shout out to Tasha K. And everyone else, who has a team because yeah, I see how, when you got the team, you come in a little different. It just is what it is. And y'all know I'm in manifestation mode and I just manifested um I didn't manifested an assistant child, an assistant. So shout out to that. And yeah, but he ain't really doing that much right now. Yeah, truth is he really ain't got to work. Mm. But I know one thing. I'm like, Jody to start chasing some of these stories. Yeah, no, truth is. Okay, just period. Like I see the benefit. Yeah, now truth is I can definitely see the benefit of having a team. It is what it is, as I tell y'all all the time. Uh Now, a lot of content creators don't get that much of a breather. You know what I'm saying? Outside of work. No, they don't. Um, and I realized that because at some point I noticed how deep into it I was and how much of my time it took. It just is what it is. Very, 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 very um time consuming. So shout out to all the content creators. Uh, after doing a thing, it's not always easy, y'all. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. And I just hope that honestly, I hope that if you have a content creator that you support, I pray that you know. Well, let me say that. Let me say I said that wrong. Let me say if you have a content creator, right, that you like their content, then I hope and pray that like you support them, period. Because it's not easy. It's not. So shout out to that. Shout out to everybody that gets it done though. Yeah, so shout out to her. Oh, what else is going on? What else I want to talk to y'all about? Yeah, no, let's talk about it. Um, yeah, so again, y'all don't forget that y'all can always send me a DM, and be like, hey Sherry, did you see? You know, hmm just checking on your girl and seeing if these folks that tried to pull a fast one on me, and they just ain't got it by it. They just ain't got it by me. Make sure they ain't slid nothing by me. You can always send me a DM on Instagram at my comment section, okay? That's my blog. That's my blog where I blog. But like, yeah. So for instance, like with my blog, I just well, one thing about my blog, listen, I still blog. It is what it is. But I do it at my like when I have this free time, when I have the spare time, it is what it is. I do it on my spare time. When I was blogging every single day, I don't believe my content was getting the support that it needed. Now, I will say this: that's not why I stopped blogging, though. Okay, period. It's that is not gonna stop me from doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. That had nothing to do with it. It was just me feeling like, you know, I was overextending myself. It just is what it is, and like pooped. Pooped, like literally pooped by the end of the day. And like, no, I refuse. I gotta have something, okay, for myself. Energy wise and stuff like that. So, I'm just letting y'all know that like, what I do is not easy. It can look like it all day. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm telling you, it's not. So anyway, at least that's been my experience, right? Like I was listening to a clip just the other day, where Glorilla was shout out to Glorilla too. Where Glow was saying that she don't really like to like Glow said she don't really like to live her life based off of other people's experience. You know what I'm saying? And see, I'm like that. I'm the type of person I tell you, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z, or be careful doing X, Y, and Z, because da 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 might happen. But you got some people out there. I was listening to Glow recently where she was saying she don't necessarily like to go off of what other people said. She like to experience things for herself, you know. So it is. It is what it is. Shout out to that and shout out to her. I don't know. I'm the type of person, I'm definitely gonna take what you said into account. Yeah, truth is. Now I might say in the back of my mind, girl, that's you. That ain't gonna be me. Or whatever. But I definitely, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just brush you off because I'm headed to get the experience myself. Like, no. But to each his own. To each his own. But I said I had to say, hold on, y'all. I'm up making brunch. Baby, I'm up making brunch this morning. About to get these tacos going. Mm-hmm. So shout out to that. But anyway, I'll try to see what I was trying to tell y'all. Oh yeah, but I was just telling y'all that yeah, it's not easy. It's not. And so like I just slowed down a little bit, like Bobby B said. But it's crazy when you take a step back and you feel like, dang, I must have been going extremely hard, because it's like I'm still getting with it. Like I done took a step back and I still feel like I ain't really missing that much like that. Yeah, no, truth is, if I am, y'all let me know. Period. Don't forget to jump in my comments or send me a DM. Let me know. I need to know. Mm, mm. Shout out to that. Oh yeah, truth is, one thing about Miss Preston girl. Like I like to talk what I know. Shout out to that. But yeah, no, just a quick one, maybe not a quick, but just an update, y'all, of what's been going on with me, child. I'm still here, there, everywhere to get the tea. But honestly, I had slowed down a little bit because um, I know I just started eating my bad. Because I be having other stuff going on. You know? Point blank. I be having other stuff going on, period. But at the same time though, I'm still gonna do my thing. Y'all know that, period. And then who knows? I don't know. Uh, I don't know where things is headed. I really don't. All I can tell you is we're gonna have a blast. Yeah, on the way. I'm gonna tell you that we're gonna have a funky good time getting there. Period. So shout out to that. Hold on, y'all. Cause I done got close to getting my tacos done. Now I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing no more. And it also doesn't help that I packed up my kitchen. For the most part, and like, yeah, I don't have everything I need, but it's okay. I'm making it work because now I have less dishes during the day to have to wash and stuff. So I love that. So shout out to that. I done made me 3 shells. I don't know if I want another one. Um, Child, I'm starting to feel like I do want another shell. Let me see. Oh Lord. And so anyway, Pooper stars. What else is going on? Hair thriving. Yeah, now truth is, listen, y'all. My hair grew so fast, it's crazy. You know, I don't know. I feel good. Shout out to that. Shout out to Stephanie. Mm. I feel good all over. Because like the song said, I do. I feel good. But then at the same time, I'm like, man, it's just like, I don't know how to feel about it. It's like, dang, it wasn't that long, you know. I guess that's how I feel. Which that don't go out to me at all. Period. Shout out to that. I don't care about length like that. Now, of course, I want a particular length to do what I want my hair to do, all on its own. But it at the same time, like I care about healthy hair. That's what it is for me. It's gonna be the health of the hair. Period. So like I know what it is. I'm on my hair journey and I'm trying to just do right. Child by the hair. Child, that's the 411 for real. So anyway, hair thriving. I don't know what I want to do this week. I don't know if I want to I don't know if I want to put a wig on, me a little unit on, or I want to just do me a little bun while or a ponytail while I run. Get my hair short, but it don't matter, child. Y'all know I love a little bun action, a little sleep ponytail action. Y'all know I love that. So, um, mm, yesterday I did wash and condition, and I was rushing because I needed to hurry up and get out the house. So I did. I just put it in a ponytail and went about my day. So I don't know. I'm thinking I might give it a break, from weaves and stuff like that. This week, y'all. I think that's what's going on. You know, wash, little conditioner. Come April, I believe I gotta trim my ends. I don't have to, but I am. Cause that's one thing that I have learned on my on this hair journey. The one thing that I have learned on this journey is I wonder if my son threw my mail away, my swatch mail that I made last night. But yeah, y'all, like I was telling y'all, one thing that I am learning on this journey is them ends gotta be cut. Yeah. Truth is, them ends gotta be cut. And this is the thing. I tell y'all all the time, right? I tell y'all all the time how like I basically grew up with my hairstylist being my cousin. Shout out to her. Shout out to that. Yes, like Lord, I like basically when my cousin went to school to do hair. How you is one of the things you was not surprised, baby, because she was doing hair. You know what I'm saying? When we was kids, you know how they do. You know how they do. Practicing with Kool-Aid packs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. She was hooking the hair up, so to speak, when we was younger. And so she always used to tell me certain stuff about my hair. I be hearing her voice in my head now. Now that I be taking care of it. But some of the stuff she used to say definitely be spinning around and grinning around my head these days. Especially when she used to tell me like I gotta put stuff in it I keep it too dry. I gotta moisturize it. Just little stuff. But what I wanted to say about that is, um, I wish she either her or somebody else, because she ain't the only person that did my hair. My taco is good. Hold on. Let me put a little chia seed. But no, I just wish that either her or whoever else I was dealing with when I was younger used to specialize, would specialize, did specialize in real, the natural hair. Because now I see nowadays I be seeing a lot of stylists that be like, that they do natural hair, or they be saying I specialize in natural hair and stuff like that. I like that. Yeah, no, the truth is because in my younger years, the girls was just, adding hair in and going about their day. I wish I would have zoned in on my hair then. You know, so it could be in way better, entertaining way to be. But again, shout out to my Kim Fox dog because I never really listen. Mm-mm. I just didn't care like that, Mm. I feel like you got some people who, I'm not gonna say idolize, but they kind of do, put too much care on hair. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? It's just hair, bro. It's hair. Um, but yeah, I I definitely wanted to grow past where it was at before I cut it. But I just wanted to be healthier than where it was at before I cut it. And so far, it is. So shout out to that. Yeah, now truth is, I didn't do all of this to go back into my old ways. And my old ways was just not caring for my hair. And don't get me wrong, y'all. It gets it's a challenge. It is. So sorry for that. But yeah. And y'all hold on real quick and let me see if that's everything I want to talk to y'all about before we get into a show. Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on. And so then what else is going on? Um, I saw a video clip of Cameron. Y'all hold on real quick. clip of Cameron just recently, y'all. And he was basically saying, good morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button. We politicking. Mm, this is my podcast, Politicking Hour. So shout out to that. Now listen, oh my tacos be good. They do. Mm-hmm. I would be willing to put my fish tacos up. Because anybody that make fish tacos at home, just share what it is. Well, shout out to that. Um, what the baby tell him? No knife. Yeah, come on, no knife. Bring it. Cause I feel like I could take the baby on anyway. I don't know. He do have some advantages. Like I'm sure the baby be around a lot of chefs and stuff like that. See, I don't. I don't. You know, it is what it is. So I ain't gotta run to nobody else's recipes. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I can take the baby out. Period. Him serving up them biscuits with everything. Matter of fact, y'all know what I realized? What am I? Hold on, y'all. Ooh, I'm feeling full. Clap that thing, let it clap, let it clap. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. Y'all know what I realized? Oh, excuse me. I realized that I'm not a biscuit girl. I eat biscuits, but I just realized this week that I'm not a biscuit girl. Mm-mm. You know, I was telling my honey, I'm like, I'm just not into biscuits like that. They are last place to me. I'd rather have a waffle, French toast. What's the other stuff? Waffle, French toast, a pancake. I choose all of that over a biscuit. I'm just not a biscuit girl like that. They ain't all that. And I sure don't understand. I'm not gonna say I don't understand, but I surely do not relate to serving them with dinner. I've probably done that once in my entire lifetime, if I've done it at all. Seems like I have before, but I don't really. That's not my thing. Biscuits don't go with dinner to me. It's yes, it's bread, but I grew up in a house where we had dinner rolls. We had dinner rolls. Period. You know, truth is, in my household, we had dinner rolls. We didn't even really have to eat sliced bread like that. Not with a meal. you know. So anyway, just a little realization. I told y'all this year for me been about a whole lot of realization. I just been this New Year's came with just realizations. Another one after another one after another one, y'all. And that's what I didn't realize this year. I don't like biscuits that much. So anyway, yeah, my little taco heat. Tell no knife, I said bring it. So shout out to that. Especially before he, you know, start doing his kind of music again. But anyway, so Cameron was talking just recently on his podcast, and he brought up, he said he don't like going out to eat with people that be like, I only had this and this and that, and that's what I'm paying for. Versus splitting the bill. And I'm like, listen, Cameron. I'm like, come on now, Big Bang Hank. I mean, listen, everybody don't vibe the same. You know, me personally, I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. Because people have people have different spending habits, different eating habits, you know. It is what it is. And I think I don't see what's wrong with it. Especially when everyone there, one only oh shoot, this sriracha hot. Ooh. Oh, speaking of which, it's kind of sweet. You know, the sriracha mayo, or the one I buy, that's already made. It's kind of sweet. So I go back and forth. I use that one, and then sometimes I make my own. But anyway, I don't find nothing wrong with it, especially when everybody who came out, one came out to have a good time, but two, can afford everything that they ordered. You know, it just is what it is. Me personally, again, I don't see nothing wrong with splitting the bill, but I also don't see nothing wrong with, you know, people covering their meals. Sure, their own meal. It is what it is. Cause like I said, everybody does. They eat differently. Um, and spend so differently, you know? So I was like, yeah. It was people like, yeah, now, like for instance, comedian Dion Cole, he was saying, if you do him like that, 9 times out of 10, he is not going out to eat with you no more. It's crazy. But, mm how y'all feel about it? When y'all go out, are y'all splitting the bill or splitting it, the entire bill amongst the whole table, or y'all, like covering what you consume? Ooh, I tell you one thing, I don't think nothing's wrong with it either way. So I'm like, I don't know. It's a little confusing to me because, I mean, what is it? Is it embarrassing? Is that what it is? Is it embarrassing? You know, I need somebody to tell me. Y'all, real quick. Um, I get the answer. Trust me, I don't do it enough. Hold on. Yeah, y'all, I'm back. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I know the perfect person to ask though. Since she always out and about and at dinner with all these different people, I bet you I'll come back with the answer. But maybe you know what I'm saying. If I had to guess, if I had to guess, that's probably what the big deal is. Some people probably, some people probably feel like, man, nah, nobody got time for all of that. The bill come, let's just split it. I guess that's. Well, I know it's easier, and faster, and depending on who you ask, better to some people. But again, that's gonna be depending on who you ask, shy. But yeah, I listen. I don't have no problem with it. Okay, none. I don't. Again, I don't see what's wrong. With uh people, like I don't see nothing wrong with everybody covering their own stuff. But child, again. I gotta find out why, people rather do it the other way. And then yeah. Or in other words, maybe it's just too soon, to form my opinion. Let me get the reason why they be wanting to do that, and then I guess I'll come back over the top, y'all, with my opinion. But I'm gonna tell you like this. I still I'm still probably gonna feel the way I feel. And that's just that. Now, maybe I feel that way because I'm always at dinner with, if that makes sense. Like I'm always at dinner or lunch or out to eat with people that I don't have to split bills with. So, uh, but anyway, then what else is going on these internet streets before we officially slide into a show? Yeah, hold on real quick. Let me see. Yeah, hold on. Because I don't want to miss a thing. So shout out to that. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. So I believe I told y'all yesterday. Uh, Make sure y'all get comfortable and hit the like button. But okay, so I think I briefly touched on yesterday, right? I'm almost positive I did. The whole Charleston White saying he was out and about and had got allegedly pressed up on by Young Thug. Now I will say this: he did post clips of a crowd and Young Thug standing in it. Okay, so it is what it is. But I'm still gonna say allegedly because I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea, y'all, but I was not there. Okay. Now, anyway, hold on. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new week. Okay. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all scoot up and hit the like button. My official show starts right now. It's live. Okay. So shout out to that. Let me see what episode we on today. Yeah, because we didn't start coming around the mountain. Today is March the 31st. Ooh, it's the end. The end. March has come to an end, my friend, and it is now Aries season. So shout out to that and shout out to all the Aries. I do have a couple of Aries that I hold near and dear to my heart. So yeah, shout out to you all. I love y'all. And I hope that this month brings you something good. So shout out to that. Now, yeah, it's episode 6. Episode 6 is live right now. So y'all scoot up and let's get into some things. Now, for real, I know you. That is what? That's crazy. Hold on, hold on. Wow. Okay. So shout out to that. I don't think it's going to be any school on Friday. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I definitely got some plans, but it's okay. I'm not gonna schedule. I'm not gonna cancel anything. I'm just gonna make it work. So shout out to that. But yeah, this is episode 6 of my podcast. It's live right now. Okay, shout out to that. It's just now getting started. So anyway, I want to start this podcast off this episode. My bad. Off talking about the whole Charleston White and Young Thug thing. Now, um. Charleston White alleges that he will be snitching. It just is what it is. Tattletelling. On Young Thug. For allegedly saying to him that they, not I, they step on stuff. Allegedly, that's what Charles White said. Young Thug said to him. Now this is my thing. Stars. I told y'all yesterday, and I'm gonna tell y'all again. I'm supposed to shut up today because I just, yesterday I just glossed over it like a pair of lips. But today, I actually want to give it a little bit of my attention. Like Charleston, just like Charleston like it. So shout out to that. I don't got nothing coming about this. I think it's one of those things where it's gonna be noted and that's it. You know. Yeah, no, truth is, like, I just, Charleston is acting like he finna send Young Thug back to the slammer. Boy, stop. Okay? Period. Just like the crossing guard holding up the sign somewhere as we speak, we all know the crossing guard is holding up the sign. And what it say? What the sign say? It say, stop. Okay. Mm, mm. Truth is, I mean, it just is what it is. Like, I just, you know, I'm like, this man got some high hopes, don't he? And it's crazy too. Charleston gets away with it, whatever Charleston gets away with. But I'm like, Young Thug, I need Young Thug to read the room, like read the paper, read the block, read the something, the something, period. Like Firebash Bill said, because like everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Almost doesn't count. Like Brandy said, one. And then two, like, it just, no. No. Like, I'm sorry. Okay. Truth is, like, I ain't gonna tell you how to plan anything, but like we all know you just don't do that, right? Like, who does that? Who approaches Charleston? You know, child, who approaches Charleston and says anything? Yeah, that was another mistake made, child. But anyway, I again, like I said, child, I don't got nothing coming about from this. It just is what it is. All he did was make Young Thug know now that don't approach him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Chaucer acting like he all happy, like Young Thug is gonna go to jail, and that is a reach. Okay, just is what it is. So it's a reach, my friend. Now Rollo is crazy. Rollo crazy. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So hold on, let me see where else I am at with it. So what else is going on these internet streets? Boosie. Child. I don't know what's going on with Boosie, but it is what it is. He kind of like, somebody on a cold winter night. Boosie's turning the heat up a little bit on the internet. It is what it is. And I'm not mad at him, because it could get boring. Oh no, let's talk about it. Truth is, the internet gets boring. At times, so I don't know. I just feel like some people when they don't when they're not seeing what they want to see on the internet, they'll create. That's when they begin to get creative and get in their bag or whatnot. But Woozy has been on the internet um every chance he get. Child, so he on the internet talking about he want to play in the next Martin. He gonna tell Martin, let's make a reboot and let me play your son. I said, Boosie, please. Child, he got dragged. He got dragged for that. People was like, Boosie. We be like, bro, not you looking the same age as Martin. How are you looking the same age as Martin? Talking about playing his son. Like, oh God. I promise you, he really did better, just like wanting to play, Cole or somebody, I don't know, a neighbor, anybody. But this man gonna holler out his son, child. And that just go to show, I guess Boosie just is not like, listen, I said, to me, I said he lost his youth, possibly, seemingly, allegedly in jail. That's what it be given. It be given, whatever age he was when he got locked up is the age he is now, coming out. It just is what it is. Another thing, though, too, that I will say, that I never ever thought about is maybe Boosie is going against the clock a little bit, as far as age goes. And, I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain it, but it's like his peers are like chilling, you know. I feel like everybody that's Boosie's age be chilling, you know. And I don't know exactly how old Boosie is. And I really think that some of the people that I'm putting him in a category with are kind of older than him. But the 50 Cents. I mean, hell, you got T.I. that got a new song out. Shout out to him and shout out to that T.I. that song. The fact that that song is on my radio speaks volumes. Cause where I live, the radio really don't play nothing. Okay. So shout out to T.I. and congratulations to him. But like you got T.I. with new music out, but T.I. haven't put out no new music in forever, right? So then you got Lil Wayne, you got you just got the older crowd, and the older crowd, they be chilling. They still out here, the Rick Rosses, they still out here. But I don't know. It's hard to explain. But it's almost like Boosie don't want to be with his peers. I don't know, truth is. He don't want to act like his age, I would say, or the age of his peers, I would say. You know, he more so he come off like he wants to still appeal to the younger crowd, still appeal to the younger people, which is understandable. It is. It's understandable. Um to a certain extent, to a certain extent because I don't know, but you got everybody else they're okay. They're okay without hip hopping and flip flopping all over the, basketball floors and stuff. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. This is what it is. I Maybe it's just a personality thing too. Maybe that's just Boosie and that's his personality. Cause who else Boosie reminds me of a little bit? Bobby Smurda. Him and Bobby Smurda remind me of a lot alike. They like to turn up. They like to have a good time. You know, and they good time might be a little different from most guys, cause hell, they like to dance. It is what it is. But even Bobby is younger. Yeah, no, truth is, even Bobby is younger, you know? So, mm, but if you ask me, Boosie, he definitely um doesn't act his age. Really, he doesn't. He does not act his age. Um, which I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing, but the fact that he doesn't act his age might have something to do with the fact that Shit, I don't know. He feels younger, but I guess, and I guess feels like he looks younger. It is what it is. Chaka Boosie said he felt like he could play Martin Lawrence's son. And gave the internet a cackle. Getting a nice little cackle with that. So anyway, shout out to him and shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Hold on real quick. So, and then what else is going on these internet streets? Child, honeycomb brazy. Honeycomb Brazy had me laughing the other day. Ain't that his name? Honeycomb Brazy? I think that's his name. Y'all do not quote me though, because one, I don't know a lot about Brazy. I don't. And two, like most of the time when I see something about him, I keep going because I don't know nothing about him. Like, but I paid attention to a post he made just recently where he was basically saying that he finna move. Truth is he said he finna pack up his stuff and go. And he said his next location, he will not be letting Jay Prince them know where he going, okay? Because he said like he find it weird and strange that they know where he at and he don't know where they at. Okay. He said he tired. Brady said him and F and tired. And I just want to say this: shout out to him and shout out to that. Yes, Brady, do what you got to do because at the end of the day got to end. Okay, and uh, and like yeah, no, tell them you will meet them at the nearest 24-hour fitness too. Okay. Truth is. But like that's old school. It is what it is. That's old school. And I don't know how you was raised or whatnot. But no, truth is, everybody can't come to your house. It is what it is. It just everybody should not have that type of access. It just is what it is. So shout out to Honeycomb Brazy who woke up and smelled the coffee. And then what else is going on? And so child, cause they got a lot going on. Yeah, not all of them. Truth is they got a lot going on. So then Finesse and Jay Prince Jr. they get into it. And it's getting messy. Lord, it's getting messy. Now I said, not they didn't start roasting each other, child, like a marshmallow, a good s'more, whatnot on a good camping trip. Child, these folks is going at it. Okay. Uh Vanessa said something about Junior having a bald spot and saying he gonna be back in Turkey to fix it. And he started talking about finesse, not somebody that he said, and that's exactly how he said. I said, "Oh, wait a minute now." I said, "Oh, now wait a minute." It just is what it is. It was a little sassy. They had a little. You better work to it, or what I would I. He said, not somebody that didn't got their titties done. He said, not somebody got their titties done and they stomach tucked. Talking about some hair. I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm just looking at now. I'm just looking for the release date. Yeah, no. Truth is, like a kid promised some J's. I need these people to release him. I'm just gonna need y'all to release him, Junior. Because at this point, y'all getting petty. Yeah, y'all ready to go back and forth. Truth is, they about to be on the Seesaw series in a minute, y'all. But shout out to all of them. Shout out to all of them involved. Hold on. So congratulations. But anyway, let's continue, y'all. So congratulations to Brandy. Okay. Uh, uh, uh. something about that just made me want to have a little, just like a about that, like a little cocktail, little whatever. It is what it is. Cause Brandy, y'all, gets her star. Now I'm trying to figure out who decides when, how, what, when, where, and why. Like, I don't know, y'all. All I know is, and shout out to Brandy too, because when I was young, y'all know we grew up on Brandy. Yeah, truth is. That's why that's why we accept Ray J. Hmm. It is what it is. We accept him, like uh, uh, an extra kid. Yeah. Truth is, we accept Ray J, cause of Brandy. It is what it is. No, straight like that. You want the truth? Y'all know y'all gotta be able to handle that with me. But shout out to Brandy who got her star. She got her star on the Walk, Hollywood Walk. Congratulations to Brandy too on doing that. And I would assume, I don't know. I would just assume that I don't know. She probably is. I don't know, but she accepted it with Issa. She had Issa and Babyface there, so yeah. Who knows? Maybe maybe family was there and they waited in the background or whatnot. But as it was being presented, I didn't see any family members. But again, congratulations to Brandy and that. Um, like I was saying, I just wonder how that goes for real. Like who I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, who knows? Like, I just wonder, like, do you have to have, like, do you, like, I have so many questions. So anyway, but do you have to be a celebrity for a long time? Like, do they get it after 30 years? Is it a certain point? Or is it certain milestones that have to be met? Or do people, you know, do some people get it real soon? Some people, got it. Like so many questions. But again, congratulations to Brandy on that. Now, hold on. Hold on, y'all. I think my favorite Brandy song is Full Moon. Mm, mm. So shout out to that. Shout out to Brandy and shout out to that. That's my favorite Brandy song, I think, ever. Hmm. That was about my girl. So anyway, there is a viral Chicago Bulls basketball player. Hmm. By the name of, I think his name is Jaden Ivy. I think y'all, but don't quote me because again, y'all know I'm a sports girl. Okay, period. Love sports, hands down. That's my thing. But I just haven't been locked in and paying attention to sports like that. So I do not know. Okay. Mm, truth is, I don't really know uh his name, but I do know that he's viral right now, and people he's viral because people are saying that they think um the Bulls let him go based off of some of the comments that he had made. And I'm like, listen, listen, listen. I keep telling my pooper stars, I tell my pooper stars all the time. You do not, you can say what you want to say, how you want to say it, but I don't recommend it. Mm, mm. Yeah, now truth is. I just feel like everything that you thinking, you cannot let come out your mouth. It just is what it is. And I think that like people are learning that, the hard way. But, I keep telling my pooper stars like, um, you cannot say everything that comes to your mind, and then I'll take it a step further. Some things um shouldn't be said like publicly. you know, some conversations are literally for, pillow talking or, personal. Not, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all make sure I hit the like button. Not, you just can't say every single thing publicly that you're thinking, you know, for real, without consequence. And I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because, like I said, I don't know this young man or his situation like that. Okay. I don't. Because, people are also saying that um he had got injured. So people are also saying an injury on top of his comments, might have him without a job. But like, oh baby, the internet, yeah, they was they didn't know what to say. Some people, I seen somebody talking about, oh, I know his mama hot. That's not funny. Child, that's not funny. Um, I don't know. I saw another comment made by somebody that was saying that like they thought that the comment seemed a little, you know, they used the word shaky. So, you know, Um, mm but I will say this. I want to wish the man well, okay? And yeah, you know, cuz I'm like, dang, you know, but maybe just maybe God has something else in store for him. You know, like um who knows, y'all, but Jaden Ivy from the Bulls is he went viral for some of the comments that he had made, y'all. But anyway, I don't really like I don't think I even really heard everything that he said, honestly, because I heard that he allegedly said uh, you know, some things about X, Y, and Z, right? But I didn't see that. I personally, with my own 2 eyes and ears, I didn't see him say nothing about that. So I don't know. I gotta maybe I need to go back and see what all the fuss is about, right? Because I just wanted to focus on the fact that he lost his job, you know? So that's sad. Seriously, that's sad. Um, but anyway, let's continue. So what else is going on these internet streets? Let me see. Hold on. Child, so listen. So what's his name? Skin Bone? Skin Bone? Skinny Bone? Child, whatever his name is. Ugh. It's crazy. The people you got. Ugh. Child, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But that's what I was telling Egg Boy V yesterday. I was like, girl, you holler that girl name one more time and she gonna be in the holding tank. Yeah, she gonna be in a holding tank for the industry. Y'all know it's something like that. That's what some of them be at. They not really in the industry that, but they like I said, they got them in a little holding area. Mm, they got a little, they got a little, they got backstage passes, the Barilla, um, Skinny Bones, him. I almost said DDG. I almost said DDG, but I don't know. I don't know. Cause see, DDG made me feel like he there. He there. But he just messed with a whole lot of people, the Neons, the Aiden Rosses. Who else? The Sukis, Jaden Alexis, Christians, Stunner Girl, all of them. Mingling, Child, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, child, like a song. Truth is, all of them is in the holding tank. They not in the industry though. They not. I know it's confusing, but they ain't really went nowhere. But anyway, but it is what it is. They I guess put it like this. I feel like they're brands, okay, and they didn't monetize their brands. And speaking of Barilla, where's Barilla? Where is Barilla at? I ain't seen her. I said, oh Lord. Let me find out. That was a little too quick, you know. Mm. Now I will say this though. remember 50 Cent, remember 50 Cent said he didn't put her in G Unit. Child 50 Cent, according to 50 Cent. but really a G Unit now. So uh, let me just tell y'all this though. I definitely think he gonna put her in something. Yeah, now how much I wanna bet? No, 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 no. How much? Period. I'm telling y'all now. I think he gonna put her in something, and I got an idea what that something is, but I don't want to call it like that. Nah, yeah, truth is, I ain't gonna call it like that, not just yet. But don't be surprised if we see Barilla and something that 50 Cent got going, cause I just like I just get that vibe. They, ugh, could I be wrong? Yes, but anyway. But yeah, I'm like, where's she at? Cause she ain't got quiet or something, something, something going on. But anyway, so it was reported that Skin and Bones, um, would that he alleged. Well, okay, it's a girl. A girl came out and said that he had allegedly messed with Christian before. That's what the girl had came out and said about him. Um, he debunked it, y'all. Kinda, sorta. Not really now. He ain't really came with no receipts or nothing like that. Yeah, no, truth is. But he, at least came out and addressed it. Yeah, period. He said, get your envelopes. It's time to address these haters, okay? He said it's a lie. Mm. Nah, it's crazy. He said that girl is not his baby mom. I said, oh Lord. Ah! Not you. He just did an interview with Blueface. Well, Blueface was saying Christian ain't his baby mom. You know what I'm saying? And so on the girl came out talking about the same interview, talking about why you didn't tell Blueface that you messed with Christian. So it's crazy, it's messy, but and now he denying the baby mama too. Yeah. Now truth is he said the girl is not his baby mom. Okay. Or when I know now he said she lied. And he also said that he ain't never messed with Christian before. And I'm like, oh, okay. Child is what it is. What we gonna say? What are we gonna say? All we can do is just, tune in, stay tuned in. And but yeah, so that's what's going on. And then hold on, let me see what else is going on in these internet streets because we coming to the end. Yeah, we coming to the end. So shout out to that. Hold on. All right now. So Clarissa Shields. Okay. Shout out to Clarissa. Shout out to Clarissa. Clarissa funny. It just is what it is. She didn't really no, I was it. So I saw this man the other day, right? He was talking about Clarissa. He was basically saying like Clarissa. It was funny because he said box and sit down, box and lay down. That's what he told her. Get somewhere and lay down. Child, it was funny. Yeah, nah, it was funny. Um, because he was basically just telling her like Clarissa, you be having a lot going on. It is what it is. You be having too much going on. Hey, don't be saying no words in my chat that you shouldn't be saying. Okay. Um, Now I appreciate you for being in my chat. It just is what it is. But don't be saying no words in my chat that you shouldn't be saying, like reword that or something. Please. Okay. So shout out to that. Do that for me. I especially don't be saying no words that you don't hear me saying. Yeah. Nah, truth is. Um, but yeah, I like Clarissa. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I like Clarissa. And I always have though. I'm a fan of Clarissa boxing skills. Okay, it just is what it is. Boxing wise, Clarissa is a beast. Okay, Clarissa crazy for real. Now, truth is, she is really crazy and she funny. You know what I'm saying? She funny. She's starting to grow on me a little bit. Child, but that is the perks of having to me that's the perks of having a team. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like Angela Simmons said, oh yeah, nah, when you fly me out now, I come with a team. Mm, so shout out to that. But yeah. No, I think that's the benefits and the perks of, having a team or whatnot. They just keep pushing her. It is what it is. Yeah, nah, they pushing. Keep on. You know, it just it just is what it is. I said, oh Lord, Clarissa then pushed her way right on over to my good side. It just is what it is. I like I like Clarissa. Yeah, nah, truth is. Now, the whole Papoose stuff, it is what it is. How much thought can I really give to that? You know, I really can't give that much thought to that if I'm being real. Oh, whatnot. Uh, Cause if I did, then it's like, oh, home wrecker, alleged home wrecker, you know, uh, mm-mm, mm-mm, and I just I don't want to do her like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do her like that. Um, yeah, no, it just is what it is. But it's weird. It is. It's very weird. Hard to explain too. But like I said, Remy Ma don't be all outside like that. Okay, she just don't. She don't. Remy Ma be chilling. What more can I say? Dun, dun, dun. She be chilling. Okay, hold on. I like the way Remy be chilling. You know what I'm saying? But then too, that's her personality. But she could definitely turn up. I think it's her personality to be chilling, but I also think that Remy might be trying to, win in divorce court or whatnot. It just is what it is. You know, I think she trying to, protect her coin. Um, Clarissa though on the other, because like people were saying just recently, they were saying Clarissa, Papoose seemed like he was mad at Clarissa when she came out of that last interview she did. Mm, mm, that's what they were saying. And I was like, I really didn't see that like that, but maybe he was, you know what I'm saying? Because Clarissa, she be saying shit. And if I had to guess, he probably mad that she said he be paying for stuff for her, you know? Because he is allegedly going through a divorce. Um, but it is what it is. Clarissa, she'll say she in love, okay? Yeah. And she dropped a song. She dropped a little R&B song for Papoose. I said, my God. Oh, 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 I said, oh, 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 oh. But shout out to her and the song. I told you I liked her little freestyle, so maybe she gonna be 2-0. Period. He ain't. He think he's slicker than a can of oil, child. He ain't fooling nobody. I sees what's going on with him. Yeah, now truth is, so like I told y'all yesterday, I think he got paid. Just got paid. Hey, Friday night. Hey. It's now. It's what it says. It's booty shaking, ay, all around. If that ain't Blueface, I don't know what is. Child. Yeah, the truth is, I just don't know what is. But yeah, I definitely think he cashed a check. But who knows? Who knows? Superstars, who knows? Maybe he is still tied up with the Aiden Rouse thing, you know. Who knows? I really do need them to speak on it though. If he got paid, I mean, it is what it is, child. Yeah, y'all know I hate half of the story or some of the story or bits or pieces and bits like begging of the story. I don't like that. No, truth is I don't. And that's a prime example of what I be telling y'all too. That's what people be doing. Yeah. If you let them, that's what they'll do. You see that shit? You see, y'all see how they did it? Okay, they told us right, and then they left us hanging. What's going on now? What's going on now? Okay. Shit, I'm gonna need y'all to do like Diddy. Send the lawyers out. Send the lawyers out. Yes, such and such has filed a lawsuit against such and such. you know, Stay tuned or something. Or um, we were able to settle this. Outside of court, something. But man. That's why I tell y'all. That's exactly why I tell y'all I don't like no half of the story. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump in somebody DMs. Yeah. Shout out to me. Who DMs do I need to jump in, Pooper Stars? Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah. Because you're gonna have a funky good time over here. So shut up to that. Oh, who DM should I jump in? Which one? Aiden's? I think I answered my own question. Well, now, I think I'm gonna jump in Bluefaces. I'm just gonna ask. Yeah, now it is what it is. Cause the truth is, I'm gonna find out. Okay. Or I'm gonna aim to find out. So shout out to that. And you know what? I think that's a damn good idea. Yeah. Now, truth is, maybe I need to start making myself a little bit more assertive. Ain't no wrong with it. Cause I sure don't be DMing people. I do a little bit, but barely. Cause y'all know how they be saying people be in their DMs talking to themselves like, I'm not that girl. Yeah, now truth is, I'm not that girl. I don't like that, you know. But from a content creator standpoint, it is what it is. Now, personally, that's not my thing. But from a content creator standpoint, Mm, you know, maybe that's the way I need to be coming. Yeah, period. Like a bus. I probably need to be coming just like that. Direct. So shout out to that. Come at me direct. Don't want to run me with you. Think is you in the streets and I'm okay. Um, but anyway, shout out to Clarissa Shields, baby. hmm Shout out to Clarissa, who dropped her little R&B, a little R&B, whatever, whatever. Now, I will say this, though. Like I was saying, the man was saying, Clarissa, we tired. Yeah, now, truth is that he said, we tired. He said, just stick to boxing. You just want to rap, you just want to model, you just want to do all this different stuff. Um, And I'm like, man, let people live. Period. Cause one, you ain't got no choice. And then two, like, man, especially somebody like Clarissa. Do you not see Clarissa gonna do what she wanna do? Period, regardless. And I like that. I'm so here for it. Although I will say this. Clarissa is changing a little bit. Or whatnot, whatnot. By far it hasn't. Um, but I could see Clarissa making some small changes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like even just recently on her interview, she was saying that she's starting to reel it in. Yeah, like the song say. Yeah, she's just starting to reel it in a little bit. She doesn't really try imagine this. Clarissa said like she kind of wants to be more private, you know. Imagine that. the way it should have been. It is what it is. Cause allegedly Clarissa and Papoose was talking. They was talking. And so remember when Remy Ma told us about Clarissa them, she basically said Papoose in a relationship with Clarissa Shields. you know, she told us. And so then after that, they came out and been KISSING. They've been sitting in the tree ever since. Yeah, no, this is what it is. Two lovebirds. Okay. Mm. But that was a mistake, to me. Just to me and my own personal opinion. Now we'll say this. Has messing with Papoose boosted Clarier's brand? Yeah, it has. That's crazy. That is so crazy to me, right? But it's weird. Celebrity relationships. But I will say this. The celebrity relationship boosting the careers is weird. It is. It's just a little on the weird side, but I get it. I understand it. But for Clarissa and Papoose, it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because they got drama surrounding their stuff. This is Remy Ma's husband. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it really didn't matter what girl Papoose got with. It, you know, it was gonna get some light shed on it, if that makes sense. Whatever Papoose would have did with himself and his life afterwards, you know. But it definitely boosted Clarissa's career. You know, it did. Yeah, it was a boost. Mm, yeah, like the mobile people. Yeah, it absolutely was. But still, um, I feel like she could have turned up another way. She could have turned up without that. Yeah, they could have boosted her career a different way. But who knows? Maybe now that they boosted it, maybe now she'll go private, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It is what it is. It's you know, um, especially while Papoose is married. You know, I just thankfully for Clarissa, right? She's from a different generation and a different time where I feel like a lot of her peers and stuff like that don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. But she also, unfortunately, Clarissa also has a lot of fans that are old school. You know, it is what it is, and more mature, and they not going for it. You know, they don't like the way Clarissa is necessarily presenting herself. You know, um, because it's just one, they understand life, and then secondly, branding and stuff like that. But again, Clarissa has Generation Morant on her side, a little bit. It just is what it is. Thankfully for her, for her sake. Um, but overall, she already got the career boost from Papoose. So yeah, honestly, I think now would be a good time to just he upstairs a mother effer to death. It is what it is. Um, Honestly, I guess that really just depends on them. It's really, it's really gonna depend on them and what they want, for their relationship. But shout out to Clarissa Shields, because like I said, she changing, a little bit. She making some little changes or whatnot. And from what I can see, seems to be like uh for the better, changes for the better. So anyway, shout out to her. That okay, and her new song called Faithful. Matter of fact, I need to put that on my to-do list. Especially while I got a real chill, mellow day. Um, I want to play that. I want to hear it. I know you're nervous, baby. Yeah, but I want to hear that. So shout out to that. um, and then last but not least, let me send my prayers and condolences to Safari, okay, who um recently lost his mother. Um, I want to send my prayers out to him and his family and his mother as well. Y'all know what's crazy? I before I s- be- before I saw Safari's post, I was recently thinking about Safari. And I don't know if I told y'all that or not. So it was like, I don't know. It was just like one of those things. Almost like y'all know today how I was saying, where's Jaguar right? Jaguar been like missing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now she pulled up to the scene. Jag missing. What that? Like that. Um, it's crazy that I told y'all though, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. And I notice things, you know, and it's hard to get things by me. So anyway, prayers for him, but uh he was saying that he hasn't left his mother's side for the last year. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, then that explains it. Because when I was thinking about what Safari, I was like, where's Safari been? Uh, um, he, I was thinking that he must be kind of in the middle of like doing a rebrand or something like that. That's what I thought. And like I said, I don't know if I voiced it with y'all or I didn't, but yeah, he recently, made a post and that's where he's been. Somewhere, with his mother. Um and yeah, prayers. Prayers for him and his sisters. And yeah, I'm so glad that Erica, you know, you know, has, been, I'm glad that Erica has been quiet during all of this. Now, I will say this though, Safari recently posted, not recently, but he did. Like, it ain't been no year since he last posted something about Erica and them kids, though. Something. It was something. But like that's besides the point. The point is, I'm glad that things are seemingly okay, between them during this trying time in his life. Because I was looking at pictures of his mother and his daughter look like her. She do. She do. She look like her grandma. She just got her mother's skin complexion. But I saw you could see his mother in his baby. So yeah. Prayers for Safari during this hard time in his life. Uh I'm trying to see. And then listen, anyway, after that, let me go ahead and talk about Brittany real quick. Brittany and PJ. Brittany and PJ is something else. You know what? I really I don't really enjoy talking about um co-parenting gone wrong. I don't. I really don't. It is not one of my favorite topics. It's not. Um, because um it can be a toxic. The truth is, again, it can be a toxic topic, and toxic topics can be draining. It just is what it is. Truth is, they draining at times, and I just that is one of them. I get an ick. I get an ick. Truth is, but yeah, no, and that's why I said for real before I even started, because Brittany is funny to me. Brittany is funny. She is funny. And although every now and then, man, listen, it's hard to explain, but it like I don't know. It's just hard to explain. But the best way I can explain it is like the best way that I can explain it is like I was saying, Brittany is funny to me. She's funny and she's witty and she's entertaining, at times. So even when she's crashing out, it's like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I'm glad that I was just talking about Erica Mena because it's a good comparison to me. Like Erica, Erica can also be known to crash out, and one might consider Erica a crash out. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Britney, allegedly, because in the past, they have done some questionable things or whatnot, or said and done some questionable things, crash out type stuff. But although somebody might consider both of them crash outs, Brittany is a fun one. Does that make sense? Like Brittany is entertaining and funny and stuff, versus Eric is just like, what did I just watch? It's hard to watch Erica crash out. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny at all. Some things might be funny, but in the moment, she doesn't know how to make it funny, if that makes sense. Brittany is just different. I can't explain it, but I like her. And so I like what she was saying to PJ's wife yesterday. It just is what it is. It was I liked it. And I enjoy that. I enjoy their back and forth. I know, sadly, I do. But at the end of the day, I think their son is so handsome. I do. I think he is such a little cutie pie. And I really, really want to see his parents work it out, for his sake. It just is what it is. Um, he deserves, like Mama D said, oh, whatnot, whatnot. He does. So like, the day that they turn it around and really start doing
just better at co-parenting. I, for one, I'm gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying, for their baby's sake. It just is what it is. Um. Hmm. Yeah. No. Truth is, because it's sad, and nobody wins when the family feuds. And like that's the thing. People think, right, that like they're not family, but that's the problem. That's the problem right there. PJ is Brittany's family, and Brittany is PJ's family. And if they look and that no, they do not have to be together no more for them to be considered family. But if they started to look at each other like family, you know, things might start moving in the right direction. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day that I just don't have time for today. But anyway, I think Brittany is funny, and entertaining to say the least. And yeah, she told that wife something yesterday, baby. She told her something that had me laughing. Um, I know the wife, Brittany said something about, if you would let our baby daddy spend time with his kid or something like that. And so the wife came back and was like, well, why when he trying to pick him up, you denying the nanny in the Uber? Why you being weird? Like PJ gotta be the one to pick him up. That's why he ain't seen him. And Brittany was like, oh, is that what he told you? Brittany crazy. She talking about she said something, y'all. I should have got it. I should have got it so I could read it because it was funny. It was just a quick little one, bam, bam, bam. It wasn't even long. But she told her, go get her receipts and come back quick. It was funny. It was cute. But I guess the wife ain't got no receipts. That made it even funnier. I don't think she got no receipts because she came back talking about she gonna start paying Brittany does like PJ does and blah 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 blah. But I don't know, child. Honestly, I'm here for both of them. Like I be here for the wife too. It is what it is. I be here for, you know, her just trying to navigate life, with PJ. And his child's mother, right? Who can be a lot sometimes. It is what it is. But like girl, like her, as the wife, to me, her role is to like make things better, you know, in a way. But like if they already beefing, right? They already ain't got no good relationship. And then here you come in and you marry into it and y'all relationship is crap too, then oh Lord, again, the baby. You know, the baby is gonna suffer. Cause now it ain't just um um two people who can't get along, can't think well enough to get along. Now it's three. Now it's three. And Brittany talking about this baby ain't seen his daddy since 2025. Yeah, no, that does. That sounds like they need to get it together a little bit. Sounds it does. It ain't no little bit to it. It sounds sad, especially for the baby's sake. Shoot, cause as far as I know, right, that daddy is able bodied. Shoot. And it ain't gonna be no excuse. It really ain't. It ain't gonna be one good enough for why they ain't, why they ain't been making the visitation happen. And it's crazy too, because I know that they ain't seen that baby, ain't seen the daddy since, the last time they put us in their business. Yeah, remember when Brittany was walking to the car and the wife was, child, it was a lot. When I say, baby, when I say draining like a tub or a gutter, that's exactly what I mean. I'm like, man. In this case, can y'all all get along? Like Rodney said, or whatnot, whatnot. Shoot. But yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. It's your girl Shay Renee. I saw I conquered, baby. I didn't kick it with y'all, okay? So shout out to that. I ain't kicked it for 2 hours and a whole minute. So shout out to that. I'm glad I did. I had a funky good time with y'all. I always do. I had to get somebody up out the chat though today because like no, y'all gotta be respectful. It is what it is. Like this is down there like my house. I run all of this over here. And like when I say don't do certain stuff, that means don't do it. You understand what I'm saying? Period. If I tell you don't pull up to my house banging your music out loud, period, respect me, respect the way I think and how I feel. It just is what it is. That means don't pull up over here with your music out loud. Cuss words and stuff like that. I don't do that. Yeah, no, truth is I don't do that. I don't bang. I don't pull up banging to my spot. I sure don't. Mm. That's for out there. Mm. Mm. So it is what it is. You got to be respectful. If you're going to be around here, you just got to be respectful. Period. Don't disrespect me. And I'm not going to disrespect you. And I remember when I was a kid, they used to say all the time, respect go both ways. It do. You know what I'm saying? Like a street, son. This thing is like a road. Period. So it's give and take. So y'all make sure y'all come over here, y'all be respectful, period. Like when I click live, I always say that my show is for grown-ups. It's never for kids, period. And I know as grown-ups sometimes we can be just an extended version of the childhood version of us, but like no, no, no. Okay. Period. Grown means grown. You did? It is what it is. And like for those of you who like to troll, it is what it is. I like a good trolling too. You know? Every now and then I do. But you still gotta be respectful. Okay? It just is what it is. So anyway. Shout out to that. Now, let me get up out of here. I'll see y'all on my next video. Bye, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'm out.